Hello students, how are you? So today in this video we will be starting with transportation in plants. Okay, in the previous video we have completed the transportation in animals, means we have discussed we discussed the circulatory system, okay, body fluids about, and then we discussed about the excretion in animals. Clear? So in this video we will be starting with transportation in plants and the transportation of water and minerals. Okay, so shall we start, students? Transportation of water and minerals. The roots of the plants absorb the essential minerals and water from the soil. This is very important, and you all know that. What is the main function of the root? The main function of the root is to absorb water and mineral from the soil. As you all know that the water, when we water the soil, there are some of the minerals which get dissolved in the water and are uptaken by the plants with the help of the water itself. Okay, so the minerals which get dissolved in the water are easily uptaken by the roots with the help of water. Now how do they are absorbed, the water or minerals? The roots have a small hair like structure present on them. These are called root hairs. Okay, very important, and mainly these are responsible for the absorption of water and minerals. So the roots that have hair like structures present on them, that is the root hairs. Okay, these hairs increase the surface area of the roots and hence allow more amount of absorption. Okay, very important. For example, if I tell you that there are various folds in the intestine, what does those folds do? They increase the surface area for absorption. Similarly, these hairs increase the surface area of the roots and hence allow more amount of absorption. Clear? So where does the absorption takes place in the roots? The absorption takes place with the help of root hairs. Okay, what is the function of root hairs, or how does it help in absorption? It helps in absorption by increasing the surface area of the roots and hence allowing the more amount of absorption. You can see this one, absorption by roots. Okay, a magnifying image, the roots, and there you can see a root hair is coming out. Soil particles, in between soil particles there is water and air which is being uptaken by the plants, or you can say the root hair of the plant. Clear? And this about the soil particles we have already discussed in the soil chapter, that is different types of soils may have different particle size and may have different amount of water holding capacity. Okay, it also depends the types of plants growing in a particular region also depends on the soil particle size. Okay, we have already discussed that in the previous chapter of the soil. So this is how the water is absorbed by the roots. There is a root here and it absorbs water and air from the soil. Clear? Again, very important that these root hairs increase the surface area of the roots and allow more amount of absorption. Clear? From the roots, the water and minerals are transported to other parts of the plant through special kind of tissues called vascular tissues. There are two vascular tissues present in the plants. Very important. What happens? From the roots, the water and minerals are absorbed. Now they need to be transported. Where? To different parts of plant. Definitely, because different parts of plant need water and minerals for different works, activities. Leaf needs water and mineral for synthesizing food. Okay, stem needs. So now the question arises, how the water and minerals are transported in the plant? So for that reason there are special kind of tissues in the plants that are called vascular tissues, and these vascular tissues helps in the transportation of water and minerals and also food inside the plant from one organ to another. Okay, and there are two types of these vascular tissues present in the plants, that is the xylem and the phloem. So let's discuss about xylem and phloem. Xylem, it is a vascular tissue that is responsible for transporting nutrients and water in the plants. The root cells absorb water and minerals and transport it to xylem. Xylem carries it to other parts unidirectionally without usage of energy. Now, very important this point. What is the function of xylem? See, it is a vascular tissue which is responsible for transporting nutrients and water in plants. Now, we all know that water is absorbed only from the part called roots. Okay, no other part which absorbs water. So only the part which absorbs water is roots. So the flow of water is unidirectional because from roots to other parts of plants only upward. Only one direction is there of the flow of water, that is unidirectional. That's why it is said unidirectional, in one direction, and without the usage of energy. Second is the phloem. It is a vascular tissue that transports the food produced by the leaves, that are the sources, to all parts of the plant, that is sink. Now this flow is bidirectional and utilizes energy. This is known as translocation. Now for example, if a leaf is at mid level of the plant, then that food needs to go upward also, and that food needs to go to downwards also. So that's why it is saying that the flow is bidirectional, in the two direction. Okay, and the two important words that have come over here are source and sink. What are the source? Where the food is synthesized, that is leaves. And what is sinks? Where the food needs to be transported, that is the other part of the plant, like roots, stems, branches, flowers, etc. These are the sink part, and sources are the leaves. The movement of this food in the phloem, that process is known as translocation. Clear? So very important thing, vascular tissues, they are the special tissues which helps in the transportation inside the plants of water and minerals and food. Two types of vascular tissues, xylem and phloem. The xylem vascular tissue, it helps in transporting nutrients and water. The root cells absorb water and minerals, transport it to the xylem, and it carries to other parts unidirectionally without uses of energy. Similarly, the phloem, it is a vascular tissue that transports the food produced by the leaves to all the parts of the plant. This flow is bidirectional and utilizes energy and is known as translocation. Now this diagram shows the transportation by xylem and phloem. Okay, on the one side you can see the xylem, and on the other side you can see the phloem. Now xylem, it is responsible for the conduction of water or the transportation of water, and you can see the arrow. Okay, the water can be transported from xylem to phloem also, because phloem also needs some water. Then the second one is the phloem. Now there comes the source cell. Source means leaf, where the food is synthesized. And for example, the food needs to go to the root, that is a sink cell over here. Okay, only one sink cell has been shown here. There may be other, here root is given, maybe upward also, flowers may be there, or other part like stem or branches may be there, where foods need to be transported. So that is the translocation of source. Source cell is leaf, okay, and the sink cell are root. Clear? So this is how the transportation of by xylem and phloem. Next topic is transpiration. Let's start. Now sometimes not all the water that plants absorb is used by them. Okay, definitely it is true with us also that we drink a lot of amount of water, but it is not 100% utilized in our body. Okay, most of that is excreted out in the form of urine, you all know that, or in the form of sweat. So sometimes not all the water that plants absorbs is used by them, hence they need to get rid of the excess water in them. This loss of water in plants takes place through the process of transpiration, in which water evaporates in the atmosphere through stomata present on leaves. Okay, the loss of water in plants takes place through the process of transpiration, in which water evaporates in the atmosphere through stomata present on leaves. Stomata are tiny pores present on the leaves that allow movement of gases and water through them. So you all know about stomata, that are the tiny pores present on the leaves. Okay, so the loss of water in plants takes place through the process of transpiration. What is transpiration? You can say now that it is a loss of water in the plants with the help of stomata present on the leaves. Okay, and in what form the water loss occurs? In the form of vapors, because it evaporates. Okay, now next is very important, that transpiration results in absorption of water. How? See, as the water from the leaves evaporates, it generates a suction pull in the plants that brings the water from roots upwards. Okay. See, because what happens, as the water evaporates, there is a pressure created. Okay, pressure difference created. Due to this pressure difference, there is a suction pull created. That's why, due to that pull, the water is absorbed by the soil, from the soil by the roots. Okay, and then due to that pull, the water moves upward into the plant. Okay, so the water moves in the plant due to pull, not the push by the roots. Okay, so whenever, if you are asked that what is the main reason for the movement of water, it is the pull due to the transpirational pull. Okay, next is transpiration helps in cooling down the plants. Now you everyone knows that evaporation leads to cooling. So as the water evaporates, it utilizes the heat of the plant and results in cooling of the internal temperature of the plant. Okay, as the water evaporates, it utilizes the heat of the plant and results in the cooling of internal temperature of the plant. So transpiration also helps in cooling down the plants. Clear about the transpiration? Read all the points, students, very important, and then we'll be moving forward. Okay, now you can see this figure of transpiration. You can see the water is absorbed by the roots. Now water travels through a plant and it evaporates from the leaf surface. So you can say it is only unidirectional. Okay. I told you in the starting that the water flow in the xylem is only unidirectional. You can see this by the arrow. It is absorbed from the roots and moves through the plant and then evaporated from the leaf surface. Clear? And this, because of the evaporation, it creates a pressure suction pull, and because of more suction pull, more water is absorbed by the roots and more water travels through the plant. Clear? Next, this is the removal of water through stomata. You all know that carbon dioxide, this diagram you have already seen. Okay, removal of water through stomata. Carbon dioxide enters while water and oxygen exit. How? You know that during the photosynthesis, what does the plant need? It needs sunlight as well as carbon dioxide. So the carbon dioxide enters the leaf through the stomata, and when the process of photosynthesis is complete, the main products are carbon dioxide, water, and energy. Oh, sorry, energy, water, and this oxygen. Okay, carbon dioxide is the reactant. So water and oxygen are released by the plant. Some of the water is kept so that it is used in its own work, but maximum amount of water is released, and you know that is the transpiration process, and also oxygen is also released. So this is the removal of water through stomata. Clear? Clear, students? So this concludes our chapter transportation in plants and animals. Okay, I hope you understood it. If not, you can watch the videos again. And remember one thing, that you have to make the notes of all the chapters of all the videos that had been uploaded. Okay, and take care of yourselves, stay inside your house, keep studying. Thank you and have a nice day.